Everyone, I'm Brent, and you've probably landed here because you were trying to live stream high school sports or something similar. So, for the last couple of seasons, we've been live streaming football games. Just started doing some soccer games um, from the stadium outside. And for those, we use a Teradek Video Pro. This device allows us to connect our camera to the HDMI, Ethernet for wired networking, and a line in for us to connect the mixer for the play-by-play announcers. This device is really easy to use. We don't have to worry about a lot of technical setup. Just plug it in, hit the start button, and we're live on YouTube or whatever streaming service you want to use. But it has its limitations. It only accepts the HDMI feed. It doesn't allow us to do overlays of scoreboards easily, things like that. So we've been experimenting with a different setup inside for basketball this year. Basketball arena uses a Hudl Focus cam system. And this camera uses AI to automatically follow the action on the court. This camera does not output in HDMI, so we have to receive the feed using RTMP, which this setup has introduced a couple of problems that we had to overcome. So initially, when we started doing the live streams, we were noticing that the audio and video were not in sync. So when we saw that, our initial thought was that we needed to go in here to the advanced settings of the audio input device and adjust the sync offset. Makes sense, right? Only that didn't solve our problem. So upon further investigation, what I found was, and I hope this helps you if you are having this specific problem. So what we noticed was, as the stream would move or would run, it would get further and further out of sync over time. So that made me start thinking there has to be some sort of a clock that's not the same somewhere. Something. There's a setting somewhere that's not right. So if you look in OBS for audio, you'll have a sample rate here for your audio. This has to match for all of your devices that are sending to OBS. So in our case, originally, OBS was set to 44.1 kilohertz, which wouldn't have been a problem. However, Microsoft, the audio devices were set to 48. So that caused us that sync problem over time. So that difference, OBS and Windows, we're introducing a delay as time went on. So how do we fix that? First, you need to make a note of what your frequency is here. And then you're going to come down to the sys tray, right click on the speaker, and go to sound settings. When you get to sound settings, you're going to have a window like this that pops up. You're going to go to the control panel, sound control panel. When you get to the sound control panel, you're going to see this. So what we have here, these are the recording devices. These are different microphones that are available on my system right now. The particular one that we use is the line in. This is what's used during our basketball live streaming. So if you right click here, you can see that now it is set to 48 kilohertz. Okay, so this now matches what's in OBS. You have to make sure that that is the case for every device that you are using in OBS. So I'll show you something a little different here. This is a device that's used for WebEx meetings, things like that. It's just a standard headset. But you can see I could not use this device for play-by-play or anything like that because it's only at 16 kilohertz. So this would cause a huge delay for us. So number one, make sure your frequencies match. Okay. Now that you've got your frequencies matched, you've fixed the problem where your delay is variable throughout your stream. So now you can zero in on what's the delay in getting the video from the camera. So that was the second problem that we had. We were able to determine that we had about a 2-second delay from the time we got the feed from the camera to the time that it went out on the stream. So our play-by-play was always 2 seconds ahead, which imagine watching a basketball game and the announcers tell you that somebody scored before you see them score, right? So it was truly annoying. So in order to fix this, you go to the gear here on your device, go to Advanced Properties, and that brings up the Advanced Properties here. In the Advanced Properties, you see the off sync, sync off sync. So this allows you to adjust the audio so that it gives the video a chance to catch up before it sends it out to the stream. Okay, so right now we're set to 200 milliseconds. This is set because it's a different camera and all that that's being used right now. But in the case of our basketball live streaming, this is set to 2000 milliseconds. 2000 milliseconds is the same as 2 seconds. So once you're able to determine what that delay from your camera is, you can come in here and you can adjust the sync offset so that brings the video and the audio in line with each other. But remember, you have to make sure that your frequencies are set correctly in OBS, or not correctly. You have to make sure that they're set the same in OBS as in the Windows operating system or Mac operating system, whatever you're using. The device and OBS, they have to be at the same frequency. Otherwise, you're going to introduce a variable delay, which means you'll never be able to get this sync offset dialed in. So make sure, number one, frequencies are the same throughout all of your devices and OBS, and then determine what the delay is from your IP camera, put that delay in here, and your audio and video will be synced up. I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, I can try to help. This is something I do as a hobby. It's not a profession. So drop me a comment, send me an email, whatever, and I'll see if we can't help you out. Thanks. Bye.